Hey everybody, it's Robert. I'm here with the Hustle Nation. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I really hope that at least one person will watch some of these videos and start to experience having financial independence and what I call screw you money. Screw you money is when you wake up in the morning and you don't have to go to work at a job that sucks because now you're locked into a position that you have to make that kind of money because you don't have any other choice. And so I say all of that in the sense that, and before I forget, if you would like 15 minutes of my time, do me a favor, send me an email, it's in the description, and include your phone number you want me to call you at, and I will call you, okay? You get 15 minutes of my time, free of charge, okay? I want you to experience what it is that you hear all of these people talking about, and hey, I'm 30 years old, I'm traveling the world, I'm doing this, I don't have any debt, all that kind of stuff. I would love for you to do that. It is an amazing feeling when you understand and realize that because of your actions, you're now in a position that you really don't have to work any longer. And it's a choice. I can do what I want to. If I want to be a greeter at Walmart, I go and do that. If I want to, be the fry guy at McDonald's, I can go and do that. I have choices today. So I'm saying all of this because I have to remain vigilant to be able to keep what I have, okay? Because this whole thing about building wealth, doing better, mindset, it can all change, okay? And this is just my opinion, and what I believe is that, and especially if you're in this country, the United States, we are lazy by nature, okay? There is nothing in the school system on a regular basis nationwide that is taught having to do with financial literacy. I could be completely crazy. However, my belief is that all started with somebody, and his name was Rockefeller, giving the New York City a manual on what to do with the school system, and nothing in there talked about financial literacy, okay? Basically, whether you want to admit it or not, we're all trained to be really good employees, okay? That's what you learn. Kindergarten through high school, you will become really good employees, okay? Nobody ever says it might not be a smart idea to take on $200,000 in college debt, school loans, to get a job that starts out at $45,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year, okay? Now, if you're a doctor, I don't know what the figure is that after 13 years of medical school, what you're going to be walking out of there as far as how much debt. But hell yeah, 13 years of your life and all that money that you owe, yeah, I think you should be starting out at minimum $250,000 a year, if not more, okay? So, there's trade-offs. I say all of this to let you know is that I almost made a middle class move today. And what I mean by that is this. Poor people look at money as something to spend. That's all it's good for, okay? Generally speaking, they have it spent before they even get it in their hands, okay? This earned income tax credit. If you don't know, all right, there's people that have children that get $75,000 to $10,000 by the month of March every year, and it is a considerable amount of money more than what they paid into the income tax, and they get this money as a refund, okay? Well, guess what? For the first 60 days, basically every town in America has a huge influx of money coming in, all right? And I'll never forget when I had my store, there's this gal that came walking in. She's about 6 foot tall, had more leg than a bucket of chicken, smoking hot. And I was like, who in the world is that? My store wasn't in a real great part of town. I know, hard to believe, wasn't on Rodeo Drive or nothing. And I recognized the voice. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me exactly who it was. New clothes, makeup, all of this and everything. And I was like, did y'all hit on a $50,000 scratch-off ticket or something? She's like, nah, we got our income tax in. Oh, okay. Buying Newports, not the cheap cigarettes, and bought like 5 big boxes that were like $22 a piece of these like Jimmy Dean microwavable biscuits, okay? And, bought the carton of Newports, not just 1 pack. And I knew that they were like months behind on their rent. And I asked her, I said, so what else did you do? Did you go and spend, and like pay a year's worth of rent and everything? No, we caught it up and everything, then paid a month in advance. But, Mike got some really nice clothes and this big chain and everything. And I got these and went and had my hair done and everything. And, the kids got new shoes. And, oh, yeah, we got a new washer and dryer from Rent-A-Center. And then we also got a big screen TV. That money was spent before it ever got into their hand, okay? And that's what poor people do. It's a poor mindset. It keeps people poor, okay? Now, middle class people, what do? They take money and they manage it, okay? And they got some over here, they got some right here, they got some over there and everything. They keep real good track of it and everything, and this and that and whatnot. And we're going to have a lot in savings, and we do this and everything. And what I was about to do myself is that I just got paid some money on a particular thing that I do. Okay, I got about 4 different companies and or 4 different things I do for income. All right. So I was going to take that money and I was going to put it into a savings account, and I was just going to let that money start to accumulate. And problem with that is that it is actually going to be worth less by the end of the year because of inflation. And I was like, well, I'm going to keep it separate over there and everything. And that's the exact mentality of the middle class. They will enjoy a certain amount of, and a certain standard of living that is pretty much going to be usually a notch or 2 better than most, okay? But it's not like they're going to be looking at going to the Maldives every 90 days for 2 weeks. It's not like they're going to be going and getting 2 or 3 massages each week and, steak and lobster twice a week. They're just not going to be faced with those decisions because, generally speaking, they're not going to be able to afford it, okay? And I asked myself, and that amount of money is like, I think it's $3,200. And it was like, what do you think you're going to do with that money? And I was like, well, I'm not exactly sure. And it's like, I got properties that are sitting that need repairs. We need to put that money into action because once those properties are rented and I have that money coming in within about 6 months, or less, I'm going to have more money coming in. So there you go, Now I am not making a middle class move. I am building wealth. I am thinking like the wealthy do because the wealthy look at every dollar as another dollar, as a tool to make more money, okay? Money's not a burden, it's not bad, and it's not something to spend. It's something to use to make more money, okay? And like I said, I almost made a middle class move by doing that with my money. That ain't gonna happen. That money's getting spent on one of my properties. Why? Because property puts money in your pocket, okay? It doesn't take money out of your pocket. I had a discussion the other day with somebody about, they were talking about their assets and they mentioned their personal residence, okay? The house I live in doesn't put any money in my pocket. Guess what? Makes money flies out of my pocket. House payment, roof, AC, property taxes, money goes out of my pocket. It doesn't put me a dime in. I don't want to rent no room. I don't want to do no hacking, no burring, no, Airbnb out a room, or I ain't renting no attic space out for somebody to store stuff. Not happening, okay? So my personal residence is not an asset. It is a liability. It's gone up almost 5 times in value in the 20 years that I've owned it. It still is a liability. It does not put any money in my pocket. Don't ever confuse yourself with that. Always keep it in perspective. Now, If you live in a house part-time, like 2-3 months out of the year, and then the other rest of the time you're using it for Airbnb or renting it out and everything, I get it, you know. Yes, it's an asset for you, okay? Mine is not. I live here full-time. I hope you have a fantastic day. And again, if you want to have 15 minutes of my time free of charge, send me an email with the phone number and I will call you. Have yourself a very wonderful day, and don't be middle class.